Hi, it's Jen from Not So Mystical Tarot. This is going to be your reading for Sun, Moon, or Rising sign of Leo for the second half of June 2019. You can find me on Instagram at Not So Mystical Tarot or at notsomysticaltarot.com if you'd like a personal reading, all in the description. Now let's just get started. King of Cups, Leo. So something emotional going on, emotional decision, some kind of fulfillment. Let's see. What else do we have? I thought it was this one. I feel like it's that one. What do? We'll take them both. All right, so you get the Queen of Pentacles. So something about your home, something about home, finances, being responsible, and then this one with the Hanged Man. Okay, so you are looking at things differently than you have in the past. There is something that has come to the forefront, and when it says emotional, it could be that maybe your children are growing up, you're making different plans for your future, but something has changed, and responsibility-wise, you are looking at everything very, very differently because you have that Hanged Man there. Let me see if I can move these a little bit so we can get in front of them. Let me just kind of back them up so I can get cards in front of them, and then I can, there we go. Okay, let's get some clarity on this King of Cups. I never do three like that, but you know what? When they call your name like that, what are you going to do? So let's see, Leo, what is going on with this King of Cups right here? What do we have? Something about the responsibilities have changed. And it's emotional. That's why I said, is it kids growing up? Are you moving on from a position at work? Whatever it is, you've got here this Eight of Swords. It's something that you really don't want to deal with. It could be divorce, maybe. Maybe you've lost a job and now you're having to look at things. Whatever it is, it's highly emotional. That's why I said, is it like kids going to college, kids graduating? Something like that, you moving, some kind of life experience that you're having is very emotional, and it's related to responsibilities that you have or have had, or after now you won't have them anymore. But it's all about the way that we look at it. Instead of like, my children are leaving me and I'm afraid for them and I'll miss them, it's like they're going to have this great adventure, the Hanged Man. You want to look at everything from a different point of view. So let's get a little, okay. So you've got the Magician that goes here with this Queen of Pentacles saying that everything is available to you. And if you look here, pop him up there, he's got the infinity symbol. So everything in every measure is available. So even if our situation is changing and things are going to be different, it doesn't mean that that you won't have the things that you want, or that the people you love won't have the things they want. It's still going to all be available, but it's going to look differently than it has before. And I think that's where the emotional thing is coming in, and this is not happening. This is not happening. I don't accept this. You do have with the Hangman this Ten of Cups. So I think in the end, it is all going to work out. Things are going to be good. And like I said, even though emotionally it's a little touchy and your fulfillment is questioned, given this whole responsibility thing here with the Queen of Pentacles, I think in the end, after looking at it differently for a while, you do see the difference, and you do see that that it's all going to be okay. But let's get some more information on this, because this is a weird one. This is different than a lot of the other readings we're having right now. You've got the High Priestess, so your intuition is clicking right along. You maybe that's where the emotional thing is coming in, because your intuition is nagging at you, and your emotions are saying, nope, that's not the case. You know when you know something and you know that you know it, and you tell yourself it's not really happening. It's that, like, your intuition is clicking along, and like, you know that this is happening, but you are, like, with that Eight of Swords, just choosing not to see it. And you have the Five of Pentacles, and I'm going to tell you a really funny and odd story. I was making this video and I got a phone call, and it doesn't usually shut my phone off. It shut my phone completely off, and I was unable, the video was only like a minute in. These were the first two cards that came up. And now I understand why that happened, but I was like so annoyed, and I'm like, I can't grab these cards out and act like they're new. Like, I just couldn't. There's a reason that this reading was ended, and I'm like, I don't know why, and I'm just going to start it over. I had to run some errands, I came back, I had to start it over, and this is why. Because your intuition is right, and this is your fear. This is your fear here. I couldn't figure out what it meant, and now I know why. That reading had to stop so that I could have the time to understand it, and then this one had to begin. So if you guys, are Leos and you're getting this reading, that's really cool, because this doesn't usually, I don't have these things happen very often. So I don't usually have my phone shut off in the middle of a reading. Anyway, so your intuition's running high. You're trying to ignore it because of your fear of being left out in the cold, being left alone, being abandoned. Even though the Pentacles are a suit about money and your practical life and all of that business, it doesn't matter, because this is still emotional. You're still locked out in the cold. You're still excluded, and it still feels bad. You still are alone, away from the group that's in here that's warm and all of these things. And with your intuition, look what you have. You have the Devil card, okay? And that's not like somebody scary. That's more like, these are insecurities, old behavior patterns. There's a large amount of fear associated with whatever this is. And like I said, I feel like it's the change of like a living situation, or like kids going to college, or, kids getting married, or, kids starting school next year and you're not ready for them to go. Like, they don't need you anymore. Whatever it is, there's some kind of change that's happening, which is terrifying and upsetting to you. But when you look at it from a different perspective, it's actually going to turn out really well. The other card you've got is the Six of Swords. Yes, there is some kind of change. And this change it's causing fear. But the thing is, what you're going to see is that the Six of Swords is all about moving to a different location, moving to a different place. And so even though things won't be the same, they're going to be different, but it doesn't mean that they're going to be bad. So I think that's what we're looking at here. There's some kind of major transition happening for the Leos. I can't believe those two cards came back out. I mean, I can, because the reading is what the reading is. It's supposed to be there, but I just love when those things happen. Anyway, let's find out some more. Magician again. You just had the Magician. So Magician again, saying everything is available. Don't worry. Everything's going to be fine. You're not going to be in lack, because that was at Five of Pentacles when they're out in the snow. That's about being in lack and fearing, because the situation is different. Things are not the same. And I don't understand, why is this happening? See the infinity, same thing. Everything is out. All the elements are here in infinite amount. You're not going to be left out in the cold. Everything is going to be okay. And you have this Four of Cups. And I think that harkens back to that whole thing in the beginning with that King of Cups, when he's got the Queen of Pentacles, and everybody's just miserable and upset and nobody understands what's happening. It's like the same thing here. You are emotionally like right here, like you can't take any more. That's why I said I think it's like kids getting married or going to college, or somebody moving out, or a divorce, or moving in with someone even, because it just upsets the status quo a lot. So the universe is trying to hand you this new emotional thing, and it's going to be great. And you're like, yeah, no thanks. Just like that Eight of Swords. You're like, I don't see it. And this guy's like, I don't want it. So the other card that came up here was the Death card. And the Death card is all about, letting the old go so that the new can come in. And you had that Six of Swords with the boat, saying, you're moving to a different place and you've got to let the old go. You can't put it all in the boat and take it with you. You've got to let that go, because there's something better for you. But right now you don't see it. And I know I've had, I'm old enough that I've had a lot of these things happen. So I know the feeling. And then you look back on it and you're like, oh, why was I so upset? Because look at how it all turned out. But it might take a little bit, Let's just get one. Oh, there's one flipped over in here, right? Is there one flipped over? Yes, there is. Here's the other one for us. The Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands, oftentimes I say, is like negative people. I think this is us keeping the negative thoughts out of our head. Remember, you're up on this high thing, this hill. You got your vibration like up here. And like when that Devil card came up before, then it said like old behaviors, old things that aren't good, doubt. All of these things are kind of stabbing up at you. But what I want you to notice is she doesn't get her wand down into this. She just is back here and she's like, no. She doesn't say anything. She's just like, no. She doesn't get down in the dregs with all these bad things that are happening, and she does not participate in it. And I just want to be so clear about that. Emotionally, this is very, very stressful. I'll be interested to hear how this resonates with everyone. I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. Your likes, shares, and subscribes really help me know what kind of content to provide to you. So I appreciate them so very much, and I will talk to you soon.